Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to part 2 of the NFL rankings by Put the Game On. Centeno, we got Rolf in the studio. What's going on, brother?
It's going well. It's going well.
So as you can see, if you guys watched the previous episode, we have our template already filled out with the NFC North and the NFC South. And now we're going to do the NFC West and the East. All right, so we're going to start off with the NFC East. A very strong division in the NFC.
Yes.
I'm gonna let you bring in the Eagles, actually. Where do you have the Eagles?
All right, so the Eagles season is not done yet.
It's not over yet.
It's not done yet. This one I'm kind of split on because I don't consider them a powerhouse.
No?
Despite them being in the Super Bowl, I feel like they haven't asserted dominance throughout the season.
That is true.
You know,
they lost to the Falcons, bro.
They lost to the Falcons, but I mean, I think it says something that
they made it to the bowl.
They made it to the bowl, so I'm going to put them at a powerhouse. The question is to put them over the Lions or under the Lions.
I think I put them over the Lions for now.
Okay.
So they finished 14-3, Super Bowl contenders, star-studded team, right? These guys have A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, who has had an incredible year. He's made it to his first bowl.
Congrats.
NFL. Congrats to him. I hope he wins it. Saquon, 4 touchdowns, please. They're a powerhouse. They're like, end of the day, they know how to win games. They know how to win important games. And they did it. They showed us, especially the last game against the Commanders. Actually demolished them, bro. 55-23 again. They're a powerhouse this season.
I mean, I can't argue with that, right? They're at the Super Bowl, but one thing that kind of wants me to put them at elite rather than powerhouse is I just don't see them as being dominant. I see Saquon Barkley as being dominant.
That is true.
But I mean, numbers don't lie. They have a great record. They're in the Super Bowl. I got to put them at powerhouse.
Eagles over the Lions. Up next.
Actually, let me bring this one in because this is one that I think is a powerhouse. Washington.
Okay.
I'm gonna put Washington at powerhouse, but you can argue that they are elite. Reason why with powerhouse is because they have so little to work with, and they're still able to win these games.
Yeah.
They don't have the roster that the Lions have. They don't have the roster that the Eagles have, and they're still able to make it that far to the NFC Championship. Yeah. They beat the Lions.
They beat the Lions.
I think I could put them in front of them in the powerhouse.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be mad at putting them at elite either, just because they haven't established that dominance in the league yet. They just made their presence known. Mm-hmm. Let's see if they can keep it up. But I'm gonna pput them at powerhouse.
Yeah. No, they had an incredible season again with a rookie quarterback of all things, Jalen Daniels. Going back to what we talked about him last weekend, 12-5 as a rookie. That's an incredible record, dude. Offensive rookie of the year, rookie of the year. Having a great rookie year in a while. The last one that we saw was C.J. Stroud last year, who I think definitely passed over him with this one. Future is bright for Washington. We know that for sure. Washington fans know they should not be sad at last week's loss or devastated. They should still be sad it's a loss, but they have a bright future, bro.
They do. You guys have such a bright future. Congratulations on the success.
Yeah.
But we'll get you next year.
Bears should have took.
We'll get you next year.
Jalen Daniels, bro. So next team I have is the Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys. I know where to put them.
I give them a D+, bro.
Oh, okay. So just another season.
Just another season for the Cowboys. 7-12. I mean, come on, that was rough. From being a playoff team the last couple seasons, looking good, at least winning 10 to 12 games. But this was just horrible. This is a horrible season. My question to you was, before we move on to this, is Dak the guy for this team?
No, the Dak is not the guy.
I don't think
so. Here's the thing: I think you're right. Yeah, just another season. I think what really elevated this team to a D grade or reaching that 7-12 is Mike McCarthy. Yeah. I think he's such a good coach. I think he really made this team survive.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that he's not with the organization anymore, but he played a huge role to the wins that Dallas had in that season for sure. They it was rough. It was rough. It's just another season. There was a lot of controversy with the team, so I wouldn't say improving. Definitely not improving from that really amazing season they had the year before.
Yeah.
In the regular season. So I think just another season is pretty much right.
All right, so leave them there. And then the last team in the division is going to be the Giants. You know where to put those guys. I don't even talk about it. 3-14. I gave these guys a fat F for failure.
Where are the Giants at right here?
There was just no hope for this team this season. They were going nowhere. Daniel Jones got paid a bag a couple seasons ago, and now he's gone.
Bro, that's so
he
crazy.
is gone.
He robbed them.
He literally, he
Giants fans, I don't know how you feel. He robbed you guys.
He pulled the biggest money heist in history, bro.
Right.
This team obviously needs a lot of work this offseason. They're gonna stay with Brian Dable. I mean, luckily he's got a job. Good for him.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of rebuild again. Back to rebuilding. They have a top pick in the draft. They got to use this wisely.
I know they do.
The only thing I can say positive about this team is Malik Neighbors.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be my fantasy next year.
That's the only person I can root for on this team because of LSU being an LSU guy.
Yeah.
He's good, bro. He's good. But he needs a running back on that team. He needs he needs help, man. This is his team now.
I just hope it isn't another case where he's wasting his years in an organization.
I really hope not. Hey, we'll take him to the Bengals, bro. Come on. Come to the Bengals.
We'll tell you, he'll probably go to the Bengals in like 2-3 years or 3 years or something
Join
like
his
that.
LSU
Right?
boys.
That's true. That's true.
That'd
That's
be
true.
kinda
But yeah, I think they are the dead last, right below the Saints, right below the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, Daniel Jones.
Daniel
Golly.
Jones,
He's
man.
a Vikings.
He let the Giants to go to the playoffs just to lose in the playoffs, bro. All right. So that ends the NFC East. Now let's bring in the NFC West.
The NFC West.
Go ahead, bring in your boys, bro. Bring in your NFC boys.
All right. I want to bring in the Rams first.
Yep, that's what I was thinking.
You knew it because I'm such a Sean McVay guy. You know what? I'm gonna put the Rams at elite.
I like it.
Right above the Packers. Just because, I think Matt Stafford still got it.
Still got it.
I think he still got it. Look at the season this way. The only losses that the LA Rams suffered is when their offense was injured.
Yeah,
and it was almost like night and day. As soon as their offense came back to life, they were winning games. They looked dominant. They looked good. They're still elite with Matt Stafford.
Mm-hmm.
So I think next year they're going to continue to look like a really good team. I so badly wanted to put them at powerhouse, but I'm going to leave them down at elite. Just because we're talking about the season, right?
Yeah.
Like they did lose. They did just squeak by on to the playoffs. Sean McVay is my guy. He's the reason why they're there.
Yep.
But or why he was able to dig them out of that hole. Because they had a losing record at one
so
point.
that's what I had. My notes I had. I gave these guys an A, right? A for effort.
Bro, A for effort?
I'm just kidding. I gave these guys an A. Again, like you said, they started off 1-4, right? Like you thought the season was done. They had all the injuries. Puka, Cooper, they were out. And you're like, oh, that's it. We lost hope on these guys. They lost to the Bears. It's over. You know what I mean?
Come on, man.
But then it's Sean McVay. My notes that McVay is elite, bro. He is the guy. They ended up finishing 10-7, went on a huge winning streak, and made the playoffs despite these injuries.
Mm-hmm.
So I like them at elite. And you're right. I think they have a lot. They have a lot, going for them. Again, with Cooper, Puka. Cooper might lead actually. I've seen some speculation that he might lead, but we'll see. But Puka, Kyron Williams looks awesome in the back game, and then Stafford. I think he has like at least another 2 years in him.
Yeah, honestly. That's crazy to think that they were 1-4.
They were 1-4, bro.
That's
1-4.
why. You know what I heard is after the Eagles lost, Sean McVay got emotional in the locker room. He cares. He cares.
That's his
man.
team, bro.
That's and just another point. They could have beat the Eagles in the last drive. Yeah. They just couldn't finish. That's it. They couldn't execute. But I'm gonna put them at elite.
All right. Let me bring in one of my Iowa boys, the 49ers. Brock Purdy's 49ers. I have these guys at a failure of a season. I'm gonna give them a straight F.
Where are you putting?
I'm gonna put them just above the Bears.
Okay.
So I know it's there's a lot to talk about with this team, right? So I have a couple of notes for this game. After being a powerhouse of a team last year, and we were mentioning that like week after week. These guys are powerhouse. They're tough. They got it. They're gonna win it. They're supposed to beat the Chiefs for us last year, and they didn't. They had a lot of injuries, which everyone's gonna argue that's they only failed because of injuries. But if they had everyone, still it was still a failure of a season. You couldn't go nowhere with your backups. You couldn't do anything. You didn't do anything basically.
Yeah.
But my thing is too, the curse is real. The Madden curse. McCaffrey.
Oh, okay.
Remember he was on the cover.
Yeah.
And once you're on the cover, your season's over. It's been happening. It's a trend that's been happening. And I know losing McCaffrey was the hardest hit to this team, right? And then they lost Ayuk, and then Debo was underperforming for the half of the season. So I don't know if this was just a fluke season, missing your superstar players or what, but it was a failure to me from again this 49ers team, this Kyle Shanahan team that we know to be in the playoffs almost every season, made the bowl already twice in the last couple years. So yeah, I'm giving him an F.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it was a failure of a season. A lot of the things weren't out of their control, right? Like the injuries. But I think they did their best. But yeah, this just wasn't another season. This was a complete failure considering that they came from the Super Bowl last year.
Exactly. That's the only reason I'm giving an F. Is like you can't be a powerhouse. You should have been. If anything, you go to elite. Or you improved, but you were a powerhouse last year, guys.
Yeah.
Come on. And we're rooting for you. Brock Purdy, Iowa State. I'm rooting for this guy. All right, so that's them. Cardinals. The Cardinals. I have them at a C.
Okay.
And I like them. I don't know. That's kind of tough. I almost want to say just another season. I put them probably above the Cowboys.
Above the Cowboys.
They were 8-9.
8-9.
They looked better than last year, but not by a mile. Like it was, just a little.
Could be improving.
That's what I'm saying. I was like in the middle of improving.
I wouldn't feel comfortable with putting improving because they did add weapons to their offense.
Yeah.
They added Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, fucking awesome. Ohio State, baby. Put him. Okay, you know what? Let's put him above the Panthers.
Above the Panthers. Okay.
So they had like an 8-9. They did look a lot better. They still played a little average though. It was just the same. When they would lose, they would lose. When they would win, they'd be like, oh shit, a nice upset or a good win.
Yeah.
Adding.
They murdered us. They murdered the Bears.
They smacked you guys. Adding, Marvin Harrison that's a bright future for this guy. He's gonna be a generational talent. I still believe in him. Kyler Murray, had a way better season than he did last year. Mm-hmm. James Conner was a little iffy this year. Mm-hmm. He didn't perform. He didn't perform as much. So I'm gonna have them. They're improving, and they still got a lot of work to do though.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. Man, but I don't know why. I think the Panthers should be all the way at top improving, brother. that type of improvement you don't see.
Yeah, but they didn't get the wins.
I know.
That's the only thing. If they were like at least maybe 7-10, 6-11, maybe. But 5-12, I think that's what they were last year, no? Or last year they were like probably like 3-14 or something.
They were like 2-15,
2 wins, some shit like that.
All right, let's bring in the Seahawks.
Go ahead.
Seahawks. I'm kind of a low key supporter of the Seahawks, and Geno Smith as well. This team had a positive record but didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I don't know. I kind of want to put them at just another season, just because I don't know. I don't know what it is with this team. I don't know what their plans are.
Yeah, I would put them there too, above above the Falcons, because they were a 10-7 team. They were competitive when they were supposed to. But they didn't make the playoffs. They didn't make the playoffs. The difference with this side of the bracket, the NFC, is 10-7s. There's a lot of them. That's more frequently, more used to, because there's a lot more losses in the NFC than the AFC, right?
Yeah.
AFC, you have more 11-6s, 12-5s. But this side is a lot of like 8-9s, 9-8s, 10-7s.
Right.
So I'm gonna keep them there. Just below the Vikings, just because of record wise. So yeah, I'm gonna keep them there. Just another season. They got some work to do. They have some pieces. Let's see what they do.
Let's start to get improving. Yeah. Let's start to get improving.
All right, cool.
So that pretty much wraps up our NFC tier list.
Yep.
Let me know if you guys agree with it. Let me know if you guys would put somebody a little bit higher or a little bit lower. This is just for this season. So yeah, just tell me what you guys think. We want to create a conversation here. This is like a fan to fan thing that we want to do. So don't hesitate to disagree or agree or anything.
And if you are watching this and you got to this point in this video, if you're a huge football fan, a huge part, if you're a supporter of the podcast, we like to bring people in. So I want to share this out. If people who have made it this far in the video, we're hoping you guys do make it this far in the video. Shoot us a comment. Our email is going to be in the description. Send us an email. We'd like to have people we'd like to have guests on the show come out here and talk football with us. So again, this is a fan-to-fan conversation. We're not better than anyone. We're not the best handicappers or the best sports pick bettors. We just love football. We love the game. We love sports.
That's it.
All right, guys. We'll see you next episode.